Okay, cool. Once again, you have that little voltage slide there. The first cell will go like this, the second, third, fourth. The only difference is that in this case, you tend to have one singular cell, and that means that the voltage of the cell, in other words, the watt-hours per kilogram, the rating of the cell, is going to decline like that. Okay? Similar to your SLAs, except instead of it being per cell, it'll be one singular cell working in. You can think of like, if you have a team of runners, the SLA battery is a team of runners. You'll have one runner doing the marathon, one runner doing the sprint, versus a single cell like this, you'll have one person doing the marathon, and then the same person will then do the sprint, and then the same person will then do the next run. Okay, that's how this battery works. Okay. And what does that mean? It means that you have to go and recharge it, okay, if you want it to keep working like that. Boom shaka. And this is how you do it. This device here is your battery charger, your nickel battery charger. It's easy, guys. These things are so easy that all you do is press the button. You turn it on, you slide your batteries in, and boom shaka. That is the power of a smart charger. It's like a digital charger. Okay, just like a smartphone. Okay, standard safety protocol when charging these batteries. Your NiCad and NIMHs both allow for an ease of operation in the charging process. Why? Because you press a button to turn the machine on, you slide the batteries into the machine, and you let it run until it is done. Okay. The negative delta voltage, or NDV chargers, both use the same and have the added function of full charge detection. Guys, negative delta voltage is just the type of charger. It's just the smart charger that is used for nickel batteries, okay, an NDV charger. Okay, an NDV charger works on the principles of terminating the charge once a defined voltage signature occurs. So, you set this thing up and you say, okay, cool, I want these batteries to charge to 75%, or I want them to charge to 100%. At that point, when the battery reaches that percent, I want the charger to stop sending electricity to that battery. That is the power of an NDV charger. Just like every other smart charger, when it reaches the right amount, it'll stop the charge. Okay. Okay, you've also got step differential charging. This feature ensures that the charger adjusts the charge current in accordance with the charge phase or state of charge of the battery. Basically saying if you set your battery at 75%, it's going to make sure to only get it to 75%. It doesn't want to go above that. And it also looks at the battery. Is the battery still new with life, meaning it can shoot all the voltage possible until it's full? Or is the battery a little bit decrepit and a little bit used, meaning that it only wants to send a certain amount of voltage? In other words, what this is telling us is that depending on the condition of the battery, the charger will only send a certain amount of charge to that battery at any given moment in time to allow for the battery to not diminish in condition during the charging process, or at least not any more than it has to. Okay, because every time you recharge your battery, it's diminishing the condition a little bit.
I just have a quick question. So if your battery health
yes.
is, let's say, at a 70%.
Yes.
So continuously charging your phone, your device, fully causes more damage than when you just
leave it off.
Trickling charge.
Yes, absolutely. Trickling charge. That's why these devices are built to stop the charge, because any form of trickling charge is very devastating for your battery. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Typical charge cycles to be expected. So the charge cycles are how many times can you recharge your battery, okay? Your NiCads can go from 350 to 400 charge cycles. So you can recharge this thing 400 times. Versus the NIMHs, which are only 250 to 300 charge cycles. Why can I use a NiCad so many more times than a NIMH?
NiCad has a much lower discharge rate.
Boom Shaka shaka. A NiCad battery is not overdoing it. It's not pushing itself to the very limit all the time. A NiCad battery is taking things nice and steady when it releases its power. So of course, a device, same as a human being, if you're a human being and you for 10 years, you work from 5 until 10, every single day for 10 years, you think at the end of those 10 years you're going to be a healthy human being? No way. You're going to be an exhausted human being. Versus the human being who just works a 9 to 5 for those 10 years and takes weekends off, you're going to be a lot more better in your health condition, a lot more well-rested, all-rounded, more balanced as a human. The same thing applies here. The NIMH batteries is that human that works, okay? Versus the NIMH battery, the NiCad battery, which goes nice and slowly, nice and steady, okay? Boom, and that's why. Okay, how to conduct battery checks or equipment for use. You have a voltage and capacity reading for both of these types of batteries. Have a look here. It's called a battery checker, okay? You get them for nickels, your nickel batteries, but more than that, you get them for certain types of lithium batteries, okay? So when we go and fly fixed wings, if any of you want to come and fly a fixed wing, you're going to see batteries like this. Okay, just slabs. These are nickel-based batteries. We charge them by plugging the cables into something and setting the condition for charge. And then we check them using something like this bluish device over there. Okay, you literally slide the top of the battery in and it says battery's 98%. It's not, you're never going to get these batteries at 100%, okay? But generally 96 to 98%, that means yes, we're good to rock and roll. Right, legal. Guys, it's the same thing. No matter the type of battery, if you want to take it onto an aircraft, it's going to be classified as dangerous goods. You're going to have to phone the airline. They're going to give you a checklist that you have to meet. Otherwise, you can't take the battery online. Yes, on board. That's right. Okay. Cool. End of life, again, the same thing. You store these batteries in a battery container, you take them to an e-waste disposal, you take them to a hardware store, you take them to an automobile shop, you do what you need to sell, literally just sell your trash to somebody. Okay, and they're going to take those batteries and recycle them. Both battery chemistries are stable in their chemistry makeup and do not exhibit volatile tendencies such as other based batteries. Specifically lithium, but many other batteries are also very dangerous. But in this case, they want us to highlight lithium. Why? Because lithium batteries are the ones that in drones, those are the ones that we use. And lithium batteries is one of the most dangerous and volatile batteries in the world. What does volatile mean? It means crazy. Okay? If you talk about going home to your volatile husband, you're going home to someone who you're afraid is going to beat you, okay? Someone who can just blow their hat all of a sudden, okay? That's volatility. It's where it's such fluctuation of a state of being. And that is what lithium-based batteries do. They are very volatile. They are the most likely to explode, implode, combust, catch fire, things like that. Nickel batteries are the least likely. Nickel batteries are the ones that, like we said earlier, you can throw them around and not worry too much. Except, no, you shouldn't do that because eventually you're going to worry, okay? But if you do drop it, if there's one type of battery that you can drop, it would be a nickel battery. Is the safest one to accidentally drop this battery, okay? Lithium batteries are the most dangerous to drop. Maybe the SLAs would be as well because of how heavy they are, but lithium in terms of the volatility, okay, the ability for them to just explode and erupt. Okay, so guys, ideal storage temperatures for NiCad, some numbers for you to take down, -20 to 45 degrees Celsius, and NIMH is -25 to 35 degrees Celsius. State of charge storage, you want to store these batteries at between 40 and 50% of power. And the battery capacity will be affected by the ambient temperature around the battery during storage. In other words, if you store these batteries in a hot environment, they're going to discharge very quickly. Okay, self-discharge, auto-discharge very quickly. If you put them in a cold temperature, they're probably not going to discharge very fast. Okay, but it depends on the battery as well. And then store the battery packs in a sealable fireproof container, such as what they call an ammo box. If you have a look at this picture over here, that is an ammo box. Guys, an ammo box is literally what it looks like. It's an olden day military box where they used to store ammunition, okay? Except that we don't use this stuff anymore. You get battery boxes and battery bags. That's what we use. Okay, we use, as long as it's called a battery container, then you know that it's going to be what you need. As long as it's sealable as well. So you don't want a battery container that has the material that's fireproof, but then there's a hole in it, because now the fire is just going to seep out and destroy whatever is outside. Okay, it needs to be sealable. Okay, cool.